Welcome, Transformer fans. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and today I'll be bringing you my review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Leader Class Evolution. Again, mouthful. Optimus. And here he is in his Gorilla mode, in his Beast mode. And I gotta say, this is a very nice looking Beast mode. Check it out. Check out that detailing. Very, very close to the original, both figure and character. See if I can get the angle of his eyes. There we go. I didn't think I'd get it on camera, but yeah, he's got a painted red, like small painted red eyes. And it's a very nice gorilla sculpt. And yeah. So Optimus here has several modes. So, and I had to debate between which modes to start off in, so I've decided to do the combined Beast mode, which will make sense in a little bit since he has another mode that isn't really based off of well, I'll get into it later. But yeah, this is his gorilla mode, and it looks pretty good up until you look at it from the back. And this is gonna be the biggest complaint that I have with this figure across all the modes. From the front, the figure looks spectacular, but the moment you look at it from the back, it looks horrendous. Either you'll have Optimus Primal because it's an evolution figure. This right here is the deluxe Optimus Primal, and he's just hanging off of his back. And that's like that for most of the modes, and for the one in which he's not hanging off his back is just a big gaping hole, which you'll see in the next mode. But other than that, I think that I find the figure to be very, very nice. So yeah, this is his gorilla mode. For articulation, since Beast mode, his head can go up and down a little and can swivel a little. It's not on a ball joint, but it can do that. The arms can go in, out, all around. The wings here can also move. And I think the instructions have him down like this. I like having the wings up in all of his modes except for one, because I think it just looks nicer. The arms do swivel at the elbow as well as a bend, and the hands can open and close like so. Has an opposable finger that's meant for transformation, but it can do that. And the wrist does swivel. The legs can go in, it can go in, out, forward, back. Has a little bit of a swivel here at the thigh, and the foot can go up, down, and has a very good ankle pivot. So yeah, he has quite a bit of articulation. He also has, due to his transformations, he does have a waist swivel, but because of this being locked in place, he doesn't have access to it until you get him into his other mode, which I might as well just show off now. So yeah, his gorilla mode is pretty good and fairly accurate to the both original character and figure. And also a neat little detail is that these little armor bits can pop off like in the original figure. I don't remember what they were for, and there's a little detailing here, but you can do it. I think in the original figure it was supposed to be like a weapon or something. And the instructions don't mention anything about these popping off, but you can. There's also a little bit of a peg here for any Titan Master or a Prime Master. So yeah, that's pretty much it for his, at least the complete ape mode. Like, this is the optimal Optimus ape mode. He gets another mode that just all you gotta do is this. You take this off. You just pull this up. Said you pull this up. Oh yeah, my bad. You pop out and then pull up. And then here we have just you can just straighten them up a bit. And now we have the ape mode without the this thing. And if you see from the back, he just has a gaping hole. That's annoying. Like I said, all of this figure is not that great from the back. So yeah, there's his ape mode. Again, his gorilla mode, but by itself. Then we have this thing, which just unpeg these guns, and you do this movement. You'll then get an homage. You'll then get a neat reference. You just peg it in like, there we go, like so. And now we have Optimus Primal in a hoverboard mode. So yeah, unfortunately, Optimus Primal doesn't have his own little gorilla mode. And there's a bit of a theory I have on that, especially on the design of this Primal. But yeah, what he turns into is either the backpack for his ape mode, the cockpit for the jet mode, because yeah, this thing has a jet mode, and the hoverboard mode for the ape mode, for the gorilla mode, to ride on. Also, for these things, I like to store them here on the back of his shoulders. I think that looks nice and neat, in case you don't want to like have the have his guns out. So then there's these little ports here on the bottom of his feet and these pegs that you just peg into place. Oh, come on. Peg to place. And then the front as well. Like these. There we go. And then here we have the little stiff here. And then we have the hoverboard mode, which is not a mode that Optimus ever did. What this is a reference to Optimus Primal's Transmetal version, where his gorilla mode, his beast mode, did have a hoverboard. Whoops. So yeah, so it's a neat little reference. Although this mode actually replaces one of Optimus's actual transformations. So let me get this guy off, and let's just have him here. And this also makes him, I think, the only Power of the Prime's leader class that whose components work on their own, and not just the trailer, but they're their own separate figures. So here we have Optimal Optimus in his ape mode, and then this, you just sort of unpeg this like so, and then you come down here. You can kind of see it just unfold this forward there, lift this up, unfold this forward, up, bring down. Then you peg, and you have this peg here. Go. Then you come down here and flip up Primal's head. So there we have a deluxe class Optimus Primal. And for a size comparison, here we have Ratchet. As you can see, Primal is just a little bit taller than Ratchet with his quarter. So he's a little bit bigger than a standard deluxe. And obviously, Optimal's beast mode is a little bit bigger than a Voyager, at least from what I can see. So yeah, this is a deluxe, and this is basically a Voyager class. Really cool. It's really neat that you're able to see both of these at the same time. And these weapons can be held by Optimus Primal. And he can also hold them. He has pegs on his thumbs. But because of the way this looks, it doesn't look right. It looks incredibly awkward having the beast mode and eventually his robot mode holding these guns. It looks really, really lame. It doesn't look right. It just looks incredibly awkward. So here we have a very nice Optimus Primal. Very nice head sculpt. Holding his two guns. And the instructions say that you can also hold the guns like this in order to replicate clubs. Which I guess it's another reference to the Transmetal Optimus Primal. His Transmetal Beast mode had clubs as weapons. He used clubs as weapons, so I think this is a reference to that, because this version of Primal, the first version, never used clubs. He used swords. So then let's get these. Let's put these off to the side. We'll need them for his other mode. So yeah, so the modes that we have here. Oh, and might as well go for articulation here. Primal's articulation is swivel at the head, in, out at the elbow. The shoulder flap also moves. 360 rotation, yeah, 360, in, out, forward, back, swivel at the thigh, and double bend at the knee due to the transformation. So you have a hinge here and hinge here. So very nice knee, and a ball joint at the elbow. And not only that, if you take a look at this figure, if you look at its design, there's nothing gorilla about it if you look at it. And I think this is supposed to be a Cybertron version of Optimus Primal. Like, I can imagine this being what Optimus Primal looked like before he gained the gorilla alt mode. Which is a neat little detail. It just kind of makes him stand out a little more. I like it. Because there's nothing like Gorilla-y about him outside of the colors. So yeah, that's it for Primal. So, what are the other modes here? So, if you don't know the story of Optimal Optimus, let me give you a quick rundown. In Beast Wars, I think in like the end of the second season, yeah, but it was because it was like towards the end of Transmetal. The stuff happens, and Optimus Primal encounters the dormant body of the original Optimus Prime from the Generation 1 cartoon. And in order to save his life, again, this is like the very Spark Notes version of it. In order to save Optimus Prime, Primal opened up G1 Prime's Spark, took it and fused with it, thus upgrading him into Optimal Optimus. So this combination of Beast Formers and Transformers ended up creating Optimal Optimus, or like which I'm guessing by the name is supposed to be the best Optimus, since it's a combination of the two, at the time, the two best primes, the original Prime and Beast Wars Primal. So yeah, and the modes that Optimal Optimus had was a Gorilla mode with the backpack that becomes a cannon. He has a jet mode, which this figure can also do. The hover mode he didn't do, but instead he had a tank mode, which unfortunately this figure cannot do. It's a shame that he can't do it, but I will admit I like the little reference to Transmetal Primal with the gorilla that can do a hoverboard. It's a neat little reference, and I'll kind of show you a sort of way I can kind of do the tank mode. So first, let's get on with the jet mode. So for this, all you really have to do to prepare the gorilla, his 8 mode, is just film this down and turn it in here. For some reason, it won't let you turn it because of his chin, so you have to turn it in here and then turn it around. And you're pretty much done. Then you just point this forward, pull out, fold, like so, and then you just fold these out, point this straight, and here, and then you just fold out the wings, and then we have the body all ready to go. I know it looks goofy, but this was part of the original character. He could do this. Again, that's kind of what happens when you combine, animals with vehicles. It's both things. So we basically just transform him back to his hoverboard mode, kind of. And so I kind of wish they would. I kind of hope that in one of these future releases, they'll do more of these sort of remakes of Beast Wars characters. I know that Masterpiece is doing it, but I'm not the biggest fan of Masterpiece because I think they're way overpriced for what you're getting for them. Yeah, so here we have the hoverboard mode. So to have this combined with the jet mode, what you have to do is take this out, fold it down like so, and just have it like this hanging there. And then you just connect this. Just fold this down, connect this here. Is it connected here? Oh, you just adjust this so that it fits. Have this point down. And if you really want, I think you can also push forward these shoulders, like twist them. Yeah, you're supposed to do that. twist them forward. So just push it down and forward. Then peg this here again. And that's it. Apparently you're supposed to be able to peg this here, but I can't get him to do that. It doesn't work unless I'm doing something wrong here. Instructions don't really tell me, but yeah, this is all you do. Point this forward, have the cockpit, angle. Then the guns you can either put up here. You can put the guns up there, or you can stick them in here. Whatever floats your boat. So yeah, here is Optimus's jet mode. And yeah, it just looks like it's the gorilla mode, just flying with a cockpit for a head. And here, again, it's just this thing hanging out, but it doesn't look as bad in this mode. I take it back, it still looks pretty bad. It's just him hanging there. I kind of wish they would have designed this a little differently, although I do really enjoy the figure. And that's it. Nothing else. You can move the wings. That's like the only extra articulation. So now that's it for the jet. That's it for all of his alt modes. Let's get to the main event and the best mode, which is his Optimus's robot mode, which is really simple. I was actually surprised by how simple the transformations for this thing was. In fact, I think it's the most enjoyable, the most enjoyable one to transform. All right, so you do that. You unpeg this, and then you fold down. You like sort of slide this fold and then peg it like this. Has to be like this. And now comes my second complaint with the figure. This is optimal. This is the Optimal's head, and it's a pain to get out. Like, I think the best way I saw is that you get his wing and you point in here. Like, hold on. It's like through this hole you can actually push it up. So you get the wing, push it up, and that should give you enough room. There we go. And then this is gonna be a really hard click. There we go. Be very careful with this. It feels like you're gonna snap it. So try and grab by the base plastic as much as you can and to the pull up. Flip forward. Here we have Optimal's head. And there we have the head and chest of Optimus. Put that down. For the gorilla mode, the arms were already taken care of, but here's what you do. Hold on, this is gonna be it's gonna get pretty tall. Let me back up. Okay, for this. So you have his arms folded down, wings up, down, fold back in. Then you come back here, fold, and then fold down the feet. Then you come in here and pop up, like you do this movement until you hear the click. Fold back the wings, so fold back and then pop up. Be very careful because I think these joints are a bit stiff, so the clicks are a bit stronger than they should be. And then you rotate the entire way. So yeah, here's that waist swivel I was talking about, where because it connects to this thing, because it connects to this from the back, it stays still. So here you have that, and then you just move the thumbs to the other side, and you take Optimus here, and you do these pegs here. Well, you do these pegs into these ports. Just have it go straight down, peg it in until you hear the click. Oh, I missed. There we go. It has to line up here. Then fold this like so. Then this you have to like fold down. Oh no, you just peg it up here. And oh no, I forgot. The robot mode does have his waist swivel. Forgot. And here is Optimus in his glorious robot mode. And what a glory it is. In terms of articulation, his optimal head just swivels. And he gets an added knee and a wider range of movement as well as a waist swivel. And that's pretty much the only extra articulation he gets. So he gets the articulation that was missing in his 8 modes. But yeah, Optimal Optimus. And boy, after all that, after all of his modes, this really is the best thing about him. And again, yeah, he just has Primal hanging off his back, but it's less obtrusive here, in my opinion. And let me get a close-up of that head sculpt. Very nice, very accurate. I love it. So yeah, so he has a wide range of articulation, especially with the added waist and longer legs. So he has more movement. And yeah, like what else is there to say? Oh, for the weapons, you can combine the weapons like so to have like a bigger rifle. But as I said, it looks, just peg it there. He can't really hold it respectably. You can also have him like wield it. And then you can sort of give him like a little club. Again, it doesn't look right. Now, this is the proper way to use these weapons in this mode. You bring this chest piece down, like fold it up, like so, and then you peg it in here. And this will replicate one of his weapons that he had in the show. Also, this little thing here was actually a laser sight in the show. I remember that when he first, when Optimus first appeared, he used this weapon. And that is really neat, his chest cannons. Super cool. And yeah, just that's sort of how I feel about this whole figure. It's overall a fantastic figure. It's a very nice sort of update of an older both toy and a character. So fold up, there we go. Oh, and like all other leader figures, and for storage, I like storing him, I said back of the shoulder. Back of the shoulder, and I apologize for this video being longer than it should, but I have so much fun with this figure. It's a very well done and nice figure with a lot of articulation, and just overall the fun factor is probably the best one out of the 3 Power of the Prime's leader classes. I'm not counting Unicronus because that's just a repaint of Hot Rod of Rodimus. So yeah. Now, for another size comparison, here is a Deluxe Ratchet, and he is significantly taller because, you know, leader class. And yeah. So, oh, one more thing. He does come with a Matrix of Leadership. However, his, just, you know, pop up the cockpit, and just pull this out. And here is his Matrix. For some reason, they decided to make it blue, which is very unique. And again, this also pops out. So you can put like any Prime Master or Headmaster if you can fit it in there. So peg it back in. And yeah. It's a very nice design. Like I don't know how to expect about this, but yeah. Then shove it back in there and close. Oh, I guess another fun fact about him is that Prime here was a fan vote. See, I think, was it Hasbro, Takara, whatever, did a vote to see who would become a leader class figure in the Power of the Prime's line, and Optimal Optimus here won by a landslide, from what I remember. I think I voted for him. I think I voted for him as well, part of it, because I feel it's about time we get some, that Beast Wars gets a little more love in the mainstream market. But yeah. So yeah, overall, I find this to be a fantastic figure. This is just amazing, especially for me since I have a lot of nostalgia. I mean, Beast Wars is my favorite of the Transformer series, and this is just amazing. Yeah, I get that some of the sillier aspects are there, and I love that they're there, like the whole turning into a jet. Oh, I forgot to show off how you kind of get him in his tank mode. Basically, picture the jet mode, but his hands are like this in front of him, and instead of a twin gun, it was like one cannon on his back, and he had wheels. So yeah, I felt they could have done that. They could have given him his tank mode. I get why not, it made it a little easier to transform, but they could have done it. I mean, there is an older figure from back when Beast Wars came out that did all of that. So there's no excuse for them not to be able to do it. But as a sort of remake of the original character and figure, to sort of have the evolution gimmick. They did a great job. He looks practically like almost identical to how he did back in the day, and I love it. So yeah, I love this figure. It's great. I love Beast Wars and I love this figure. So yeah, so this has been just, yeah, he's great. I don't know what else to say. I guess, yeah, out of the three leader class figures from Power of the Primes, I'd say that he is the most fun to play with. I feel that he has the most features with terms of transformations. He has like a bunch of different modes. Because the other two are just, you know, the one mode and the transformation. This guy has more stuff you can do with it, and I like that. He has the most in terms of the fun factor. So yeah, this has been my review of the Transformers Power of the Primes Leader Class Optimal Optimus, his little bonus Optimus Primal, and he's awesome. Get him. He's great. This has been my review. My name is Composite Enerjoe, and I am signing off. Peace out.